Garbage men break down after residents call their boss with a special complaint. Miami Beach sanitation workers Saul Scruggs and Keon Richardson moved mountains for their Florida community, which was why they were upset when their manager informed them of an oddly timed complaint from a house on their usual route. Determined to make amends for whatever they'd done, the duo drove to a meeting spot, hoping to hash out any issues with their boss. They never expected the meeting would bring them to tears. Saul Scruggs and Keon Richardson are both garbage men working in Miami Beach, Florida. They were known specifically throughout the North Bay Road community for the amazing work they have done. Over the years, they never missed a day of work, so community members could count on their usual trash pickup being carried out by the two gentlemen. They even went above and beyond helping their community, one act of kindness at a time. In one instance, they helped one resident sift through trash for 45 minutes after losing her wedding ring. They stayed with another resident who was having heart problems and needed an ambulance, so they were shocked by news their manager delivered in the summer of 2020. On that day, Saul and Keon were told by their manager that they needed to discuss a complaint. They couldn't believe it. They tried to recall anything they'd done that might have offended their community. What made the complaint even more frustrating was that it came in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nurses, doctors, postal workers, grocery store clerks, and sanitation workers were those who had to continue to work in spite of the risk. So, with the hard work of people like Saul and Keon, the people of Miami Beach were able to keep some semblance of life before the pandemic. Working during a pandemic was no simple task. Surely, the community could forgive any minor lapses. Even worse, the complaint was lodged around the time that the pandemic was hitting Florida hard. People needed hope and positivity, and, for some, it felt like the wrong time to launch a complaint against sanitation workers. But Keon and Saul wanted to hear their community out. Nevertheless, Saul and Keon agreed to meet with their supervisor to discuss the complaint. In spite of the negative news, they woke up that morning with one thing in mind: doing their best. They had no idea the meeting would bring them to tears. So Saul and Keon donned their masks and uniforms and went to work. As they approached their meeting spot, however, they were stopped in their tracks by a shocking sight. Slowly stepping out of their truck, they were shocked to see a small crowd of people greeting the two with cheers and applause. The sanitation men couldn't believe it. This did not look like a gathering to discuss a complaint. Among the cheerful faces, Saul and Keon were stunned to see colorful balloons and big signs that read, "Thank you," and "We love you." There was also a surprise guest. A few North Bay Road residents popped out from the crowd to give their own personal thank you. One of them was Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gelber, who awarded them both with official declarations of appreciation to remind them of the amazing work they had done. Mayor Gelber shared these beautiful words: "The pandemic can bring out the worst in people, or it can bring out the best in people, and the community wanted to express some thanks to them today. I think that's wonderful." Saul and Keon were at a loss for words. Their manager and supervisors were there, as well as friend and community resident Jennifer Elegant, a psychology professor at Miami-Dade College. Jennifer held a very special relationship with them and shared it with the world. Jennifer frequently had deep and meaningful conversations with the two of them, and she brought their wisdom to her students during class. She saw the profound impact Saul and Keon had on everyone around them, so she planned the entire surprise party. There were hugs and gifts given, and Saul and Keon shared the tremendous moment with their families. Saul even burst into tears of joy. It was a relief for everyone who came to have a moment filled with so much love and positivity. A long-awaited moment of normal. With the surprise party a huge success, the people of Miami Beach and all those who heard of this inspirational story can have so much to be proud of. Jennifer shared the story with people via Facebook. Her words were beyond kind. She wrote, "I am so grateful to know these two extraordinary men. Their positive energy and relentless acts of kindness inspire me, spread joy, and make the world a better place." Saul and Keon continue to work with pride for their beloved community among thousands of other essential workers who do the same. They strive to keep the country running.